life is a movie.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is episode 3 of the Boy and the Bear podcast. The best podcast, the two-time number one podcast between the hours of 7:30 and 9:30 every Friday night. Episode 3, ladies and gentlemen. Poon, how you freaking doing, man? How you doing?
You know, thanks for asking, buddy. I really
problem.
appreciate it. You're so nice. You're the best friend I could ever ask for.
God, I love you.
I'm quitting the podcast, though. What?
Not a good start.
That's not a good
That's
start.
not how you want to start off a podcast.
Listen,
Okay.
I just need to tell you something, though.
Okay.
Okay. Trainwrecks has approached me.
Oh.
He wants me to co-host his podcast.
And
Now-
what did you say?
I mean, I asked him if he was gonna pay me, and you know what he told me? I think we're having technical difficulties, folks. Hold on.
No, what did he tell you?
He told me he would pay me,
Yeah.
but he would only pay me in shekels.
Oh, you hate that.
So you hate it. So I guess I guess I'll stay here.
Well,
unfortunate.
I mean, I have to say that that it's still more than I pay you, so it's all good,
That is
baby.
true. That is true.
But as you can probably tell by our flaming background that we're currently in and how freaking hot it is,
Flaming.
we have a little bit of a new segment that we're going to try to do every single podcast, where both Poon and I come up with one hot take before stream, and we will read them out and justify them in our own ways. So I have a hot take and he has one. We're gonna just throw it out there, just toss it into the wind, and see where that conversation takes us. So so you want me to go first?
So your hot take.
Okay. So here's my hot take. You know the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon.
Yeah.
I believe that show is the best animated show ever made.
No, you don't.
I do. I believe that Avatar: The Last Airbender is the best animated show ever made, and I will defend it. Okay?
Now, animated, or like, do you consider it an anime? Like, where do you draw the line here? Because it could be some murky waters you're treading in right now, and I just don't know if I agree with it.
So I'm gonna go with all of animation, all of animated television, anime,
Oh boy.
cartoon.
Dragon Ball Z?
Okay, look, that show actually sucks cock, and everyone knows it.
Remember when I said I quit?
Okay, listen. Elliot just messaged me and said, "What are you up to? Is he new? It's 7:30 to 9:30 Friday night."
You know where you should be?
If you are not watching the podcast right now, you are not in the right place. Okay? Anyways.
Honestly, I just don't want you here.
What? Me?
No, him. Not, I want you.
Okay.
I mean, I want you here.
So, let me just throw out the justification for this.
Please.
Let me just throw out the justification for this. So, Avatar is what I like to consider the perfect show. And what I would say is a perfect show is a show that has a defined story from the beginning and executes that story from beginning to end. So the entire storyline was mapped out perfectly. There were going to be 3 books, 3 seasons, and the right, like, 20 episodes, and they were just gonna tell the story. They had it all planned out. There was no filler, and yeah, it was a kids show, but it explored dark and adult themes in a way that wasn't daunting and was accessible for all ages. Like, you can watch it as a kid, you can watch it now. It's perfect. The characters are lovable. You fear for them, you care about them, and there's really never any like fear of like imminent death. And it teaches you a lot of lessons about life. And it's a perfect show from beginning to end. And honestly, it's hard to especially with a lot of animes, which I would say if we're talking just cartoons, really there's nothing that beats Avatar. But if we're talking animes as well, what happens a lot of the time is like writers of anime, it's first in a manga, right? So, or a manga, and the people who write them, they have to update their mangas or like release new mangas every week, so they might not have the story fully mapped out before. So sometimes there's plot holes or things that kind of disappoint us as the show goes on. But Avatar was planned out from the beginning with perfect voice actors, perfect characters, nothing wrong with it. Loved it. I could watch it a million times, and I probably already have.
I just don't know how I feel about this, honestly. There's just, out of all the like anime you could pick, like I mean,
I watched a lot of anime too.
I mean, yeah, we know you're a weeb. We understand. You have a body pillow. We get it. But I just, out of all the anime you can pick, The Last Airbender.
Well,
it just seems
it's not
so,
an
like,
anime.
Well, animated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just feel like, out of all the animated,
you've seen it, right?
I mean, yeah, I've seen it. I liked it. I thought it was good. But I mean, Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, Dragon Ball Z wouldn't even be in my like top 20 that I would choose.
When I say Dragon Ball Z, I mean like Dragon Ball Z, not like any of the newer like.
Well, sure. I mean,
all of that bullshit, but like.
I've never seen Dragon Ball Z.
I just don't believe you.
I haven't.
You've never watched Dragon Ball Z?
No.
Ever? Not.
No.
What? I can't be friends with you. Honestly. How could you not have seen Dragon Ball Z? Aren't you on like, okay, let's expose something real quick.
Okay.
What's the show you're watching right now that has 80 million episodes?
One Piece.
You're telling me you can sit there and watch 90 million episodes of One Piece, but you can't watch Dragon Ball Z?
Look, I didn't say I would never watch it, okay? But I never got into it.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 20.
So in the 20 years of your life, okay, you've sat around, you've watched all these fucking animes.
Yeah.
You're sitting here watching One Piece.
Okay,
that has 100 million
I've seen Dragon Ball Super. Listen.
Oh, the monkey tails, take them away.
Listen. I have never seen Dragon Ball Z, but I know a lot about what happens.
I'll hit you with another one. I'll hit you with another one. No, you can't say that. No, until you've seen Dragon Ball Z, dude. Until you see fucking Gohan fucking take Cell out.
I watched it.
Kamehameha with his dad, dude. He just died.
I've seen that. I've seen all that. I haven't like.
Yeah, but you haven't. You didn't sit there and like go through the story. You just skipped and like watched a clip.
Sure. I mean, I watched like the 3-hour fight. Whatever.
Come on, man. It's not the same. I'm disgusted.
Okay, but even though I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z, I will watch it one day. But even more than that, there's no way that's even the best anime. There's no way. I've seen like animes that are like top tier quality, and like honestly, Goku.
Uh-oh. Don't.
But
I mean, Vegeta's my favorite character, so.
Like all I'm saying is that I would take Luffy or Naruto over Goku any day.
I mean, look, Naruto I think is better than fucking The Last Airbender.
I think if Naruto didn't have filler, then like the thing is the
But
parts of
everything has filler. You're watching One Piece.
yeah, and I'm not saying that One Piece is the best anime ever, but Avatar didn't have filler. It didn't. It had like one episode and like 60. Whereas Naruto, I literally skipped like 250 episodes of filler.
God
Like,
damn it,
you
dude.
can't say that the show as a whole... Like, I love Naruto, okay? It's great. But if it has 250 episodes of filler, you can't say it's the best.
One Punch Man's better.
Oh!
That's,
TC Catfish, thank you for the 85-year host, my dude.
oh my God, Josh! Wow, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. This is the Boy in the Bear podcast. I hope you enjoy. So...
I love filler.
You know, all I'm saying, right, is that I think that it's the best.
One Punch Man.
Not the best anime I've ever seen, but it's good.
I mean, like I said, I'm not the biggest like fucking anime fan, so I can't sit here and like list off a million animes. But
Like, the best anime I've ever seen is probably Monster, but I also really am liking One Piece right now, and Naruto's also up there. But if I'm saying what my favorite, like, it would take a lot for me to go back and watch Naruto. It would take a lot for me to go back and watch Monster, but I could easily go watch Avatar: The Last
you know what,
Airbender
dude?
right
I'm just
now.
gonna say this, and it's not my hot take, but I'm just gonna go off your hot take for a little bit.
Sure.
Sword Art Online's the best fucking anime. I said it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. I don't mind the incest. I don't care. I said it. I don't mind.
Woo!
Triggered in the chat.
Woo!
I don't care.
Oh my god, I need to find a new person to do podcast with.
I don't care. It's
And
amazing.
you criticize me for not watching Dragon Ball Z? And you're gonna
Kirito's
hit me with
amazing.
that?
Kirito.
Holy sweet milky butts. That is not what you like to hear.
I mean, look, dude. I'm not a big weeb. I'm not into anime like
Yeah,
that. But
then don't make stupid comments, okay?
okay, buddy.
Alright.
Well,
Like, if you're gonna say something out loud, at least not let it be the worst thing I've ever
you
heard.
went to bed until you were 11.
That didn't happen! That has nothing to do with this!
I just.
Where'd that even come from?
I don't know. I'm upset. I'm upset.
You gonna do me like that?
I'm sorry.
Okay, anyways. Anyways.
Yep. I've
Get
never
into-
seen Attack
get-
on Titan either.
That's okay. Attack on Titan's overrated.
Okay.
Anyways. Let me know. Let me know what your actual hot take is, not me wetting the bed, because that never happened. I have a very concise and compact bladder, so I'm perfectly okay. I never peed myself.
Never?
Okay, maybe not never, but
Okay.
I rarely pee myself. Like, last
Alright,
night was
man.
the first time in a long time.
Listen. Alright. That's your hot take.
Also, Poon, I hate to admit this, but I see that you're watching Genova on your account instead of me, but whatever.
I have two monitors, buddy. I know that's might be hard to realize. Since
Okay.
I know you're struggling over there.
What's your hot take?
Alright, so my hot take is it's a little bit in line with yours. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings is overrated as fuck.
Now, we have to talk about this. You have never seen Lord of the Rings. And you're gonna tell me...
But I've seen the Hobbits.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh, I'm feeling
know
hot. Do I have a fever?
I mean, maybe. Cause why would you go and watch Lord of the Rings? Okay, you sit there for 19 hours to watch 3 movies when you could literally just go watch, I don't know, Star Wars and be way more entertained. It makes no sense.
I think
Even Harry Potter.
that Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy of movies ever made.
What?
Yeah, I do.
Star Wars?
That's another hot take. Better than Star Wars.
You're out of your mind.
Did you see... Okay, first off, Star Wars wasn't perfect. I mean, neither was Lord of the Rings, but...
The first 3 movies?
Did you see Return of the Jedi? Do you see the Ewoks?
I love the Ewoks.
Well, that's you. Nobody else loved the Ewoks besides little kids.
Okay, buddy. You're talking really high from your high chair up there.
Listen to me.
Yeah?
You have never even seen Lord of the Rings.
Because I've seen enough clips, okay? You got like this weird relationship going on between Frodo and Sam.
Weird? It's a brotherly love.
That's not what we call it down here in the South.
You're going to tell me that you think Lord of the Rings is overrated, and you have never even seen it.
I've seen clips. Like, yeah, I haven't sat through like the 900 hours. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen enough and heard people talk about it enough. I just know that it just can't be that good.
Like, you can think of Indiana Jones as a really good trilogy. You know, obviously Star Wars. But Lord of the Rings is like, it's perfect. It's amazing.
First of all, there's nothing that's ever perfect.
Yeah, sure, but it's perfect in the context of things being imperfect. Why is Josh linking a clip of him doing a penta when we're doing a podcast?
I don't know.
Who is this guy?
Get him out of here. He's like some low-level streamer.
Anyways.
Yep, what?
Anyways.
Look,
wait,
okay,
what'd you just say? Don't talk bad about TC Catfish. I love him.
TC Catfish?
But yeah,
like,
Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy, and until you see it... Okay, you know what? How about this? You're gonna watch those 3 movies, and we're gonna revisit this topic on another podcast. We're gonna have a whole section where you eat your words. We're gonna play the clip of you saying Lord of the Rings is overrated. You're gonna watch the damn movie, and we're gonna run it back. All right?
I just don't know if I have to agree to this.
You do. Everyone here is a witness. 95 peeps.
You can't use them.
Yes. Yep. Using them right now.
Well.
Yep. You're going to watch Lord of the Rings.
Look, if I see enough people type in the chat that I should watch Lord of the Rings and come back next Friday and eat my words, then
okay. If at least 3 people say you should watch Lord of the Rings, well,
sure.
Josh's opinion doesn't count.
Doesn't matter. We know this.
Watch Lord of the Rings, or I'll cut you. Okay. Watch Lord of the Rings and find us some ranged DP. Okay.
Ooh.
Watch it. Okay, that's 4 people.
Watch
Alright, 5 people.
Good.
Alright.
Okay, I'll watch it.
So by next Friday, you will watch it. Okay.
Yeah. I'll even watch the extended versions.
Alright, good. Alright, so that's the end of our hot takes. We will have more hot takes next Friday at the beginning. We'll start it off nice and fiery every time. So we'll get back to this. But we're moving on to something a little bit sad, a little bit more melancholy.
Oh no, I don't want to do it.
The end of Game of Thrones.
Oh jeez. Can we get like some funeral music or like
say does that. Alright, anyways.
Wait, it's not a baseball game.
No, but it's the ending of a Game of Thrones.
A shitty game apparently.
Okay. So Game of Thrones ended. What'd you think about it?
Listen.
Yeah.
Take the 2 writers for Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And I want them
give
to
them a whole trilogy.
Get them as far away from the fucking new Star Wars trilogy as physically possible.
Mm-hmm.
Get them the fuck away. Yeah. I refuse.
What do you mean?
I rebuke this, Satan.
Okay. I thought the last episode of Game of Thrones wasn't that bad.
Oh my god.
I didn't think it was good, but I didn't think it was that bad.
But here's the problem. It's it's the fact that, like, sure, the episode by itself is fine.
Sure, yeah.
But the problem is how we got there.
Yeah.
It's storytelling. You have to tell a story. You need to progress us through this story. And if you're just gonna, like, I don't know, just give us a half chub and then just leave us fucking hanging, like, I don't know what to tell you.
No, I agree with you.
Like, give me the finish that I've been waiting for. It's 8 years.
Yeah. Alright, I apologize.
That's fine. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. Whew.
Keep going.
Sorry, guys.
You can talk too. It's fine.
Yeah. I just didn't know if, you had a whole kennel in your house.
So the problem is that I think most people will walk away feeling disappointed, and the ending was bad. I don't want to talk about the whole Star Wars thing because that's gonna get me real mad, and I don't want to get real mad. All right. The truth is that it left us feeling a little bit disappointed. I think most people feel like it was rushed. They probably were like, okay, this is what George R.R. Martin said we needed to do in the end. We have no idea how to get there, so we're just gonna do a bunch of dumb shit, and then we'll just throw in the end anyways.
Yeah.
And
100%.
And honestly, that's just like, it's terrible. And because Dan and Dave were like, wow, this has gone a little bit too big for us. I don't think that we can handle more than 6 episodes. So we'll just rush these 6 episodes and call it a day. And it's pretty disappointing. It really is.
I mean, it's pretty much fact that, like, HBO wanted more seasons, right? Like, I'm pretty sure it came out that...
Like, George R.R. Martin said that they offered them 10 seasons, or he even said they could have done 13 seasons if they wanted. They had to beg D&D to do more than 7 seasons, and they offered them 10 episodes, and they did 6 episodes. It's like, I don't know. Like, if they didn't want to finish the story properly, like, they could have just given it to someone else. I don't know. I mean, like, HBO as a company should be like, well, if they don't want to finish the story properly with their most prized possession, then give it to someone else.
What worries me is I feel like they probably thought, like, oh man, this is fucking great. Like,
yeah, they probably thought they were geniuses.
Ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
they're like, whoa, we foreshadowed Daenerys turning evil once in season 5? Dude, imagine if she just became a full maniacal, like, mass murderer. Boom. Genius. Well played, boys.
You guys thought Jon Snow was gonna become king and, like, rule since he's, like, the prince that was promised, and he's actually a Targaryen. Lol, go back north.
Honestly, I guarantee at the premiere, D&D dabbed. Like, at least 14 times. Yeah, they're probably like, whoa! Jon Snow, he killed Daenerys! Woo! Like, honestly...
You'll always be my queen. Stab.
It's just disgusting.
Oh, great.
I mean, at least he got his last, like, kiss of his cousin in before he stabbed her.
Aunt! Did you even watch the show?
Dude, honestly...
I'm upset.
I forgot.
Holy fuck.
Sorry, sometimes when, like... My bad, but, like...
You just gonna take a sip?
Does it really matter? Like, honestly.
I mean, no, you're right, it doesn't matter.
It's fucking over, dude. It's like...
It's not.
Like, it's so sad.
She should have died in childbirth.
It's so sad that such a good show just went down the drain. I mean, do you think a bad ending... Do you think a bad ending compromises the show as a whole?
Yes, 100%. Because, let's be honest, it started going downhill in season 7.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad.
But yeah, no, it wasn't that bad, but it definitely like took a hit in season 7, and to like finish like this,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a steady fucking decline. Like we're on the
Yeah.
roller coaster, we're at the top, and we're just fucking zooming.
Yeah.
Like it is just terrible. Like you have to end that story right, and the fact that they couldn't do it, or they thought they were doing it, they were just completely off.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And I honestly, you know what? Like standalone, the last episode, I didn't even mind. Like
I would have been fine if that last episode was the exact same with just like 4 extra episodes of context before it.
Exactly. Like I didn't even mind. I was a little bummed out that they're like, oh, we're gonna send John back to the wall. Like, oh, this is how he gets to live out his life. But then like when they show him actually going like and being the king of the free for all, I was like, okay, I like this, because you're meant to like want this character to just become like
he's
king.
like the main character.
Yeah, like you want him to like become this great leader, even though he doesn't want to be. He's like gonna have to do it, and then they just strip it from him.
And I mean, the lineage of Jon Snow ended up meaning nothing. I mean, there's a lot of problems.
There's so much stuff that ended up being nothing.
Yeah. And so like it'd take fucking hours to talk about it.
Night King lol. Like
winter's coming. Okay, there it goes. Bye.
Can I just say, like, okay, we all saw like the Battle of Winterfell. Like we saw like the Night King completely eat the Dothraki alive. Like we saw that, right? We also saw like the fucking what's it called? I can't think of their name right now. Grey Worms fucking people.
Yeah, the
Unsullied. Yeah, we saw them get obliterated trying to hold.
Yeah, and then they just like multiplied or something.
Yeah.
It's like they
How
got
the
cloned.
fuck did they have a whole full army again?
I think they must have forgot that they killed them all.
One of them are the Dothraki. All the women are way back across the ocean.
I think in the 3rd episode they saw like a few of them limp back, and maybe D&D thought that was like enough to prove that like 40,000 of them survived or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, and then like the Unsullied, they literally can't have children. They have no penis.
I mean, the show was good from season 1 to season 4. The show was actually good. Like you can go back and watch clips of it and see like the dialogue and just like how the show was. It was amazing. Like it was super good. And then season 5 was pretty bad except for the one episode. And then season 6 was actually pretty good. And then season 7 took it downhill, and then it just ended super badly. And I think people are so mad about season 8 of Game of Thrones because the rest of the show was so good. And it's like, how can you just end a good show with just such a bad ending? I don't know.
Well, yeah, because people want, like, when you put time into something where, think about how many people just went and took time out of every Sunday night or Monday, like wherever, depending on where you lived, and would like just watch that show religiously every Sunday. Would not miss it. And it's like, when you put that much time in for that many years, there's never really been a show like this. And it's like, all the hype from it and everyone just like being so attached to the characters, to just end it like that is, you know, it hit people pretty hard.
Yeah. It's pretty disappointing, and especially with Endgame having just finished their little 10-year legacy, and it actually being pretty freaking good. It's just a little disappointing. It is, you know, that's the truth. But here's a good question for you, courtesy of Lejanova. Is hype a bad thing? What do you think? I mean, hype is inevitable, right? And hype is a big part of marketing and about growth, and you know, hype is necessary. But is it a bad thing? What do you think?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. I think it's like, it's just always gonna happen with like, especially the way things are right now with the internet and like marketing. for like popular things, there's always going to be hype added to it, and I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. I just think it's just disappointing because most things when they're super hyped up,
Yeah.
because you have this like crazy expectation. Like I had a crazy expectation for season 8,
Yeah. Me too.
and it's like you get so hyped up in it thinking about how you think it's going to end and like what you want, that you're just going to end up being disappointed in the end.
And Game of Thrones didn't have like any it had a lot to live up to, because it was also based on books that are so incredibly detailed. Like the next 2 books are going to be like 3,000 pages or something, and the books are like have all this allusion to all these grand, amazing payoffs and plots and theories and all this stuff. And so people obviously are going to associate those things with the show, but the show doesn't live up to all those things. And so it's just like the show is hyped, the theories and books are hyped, and it just like it's all just a letdown. And I don't know. I think hype, especially in our day and age, it has a good thing and a bad thing. Like it leaves us to be disappointed, but it also allows us to hold people who make these like shows accountable, I guess, because they feel the pressure to perform. They can't get. I mean, if they get lazy, you see exactly how the directors of Game of Thrones are getting crucified right now, because they got lazy. They didn't live up to the hype. They didn't perform, and that caused people to hate it. So hype. I mean, I don't know.
Look at like, not to take it off of Game of Thrones, but look at the last Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Like how even the first Star Wars movie, how hyped people were that like, oh shit, like Star Wars is back, a new trilogy's happening. This is gonna be amazing. Like we waited so long. The last trilogy was like kind of it started weak, ended like pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you get so fucking hyped up for these moments of like things you put all this time into and you invest all of your fucking time into, and more likely than not it's gonna not be as great as you think it is. And I mean that happens with everything. That, you know, video games, like even like expansions of World of Warcraft, like everything has like this build up of like how amazing it's gonna be and how great you think it's gonna be. And
yeah, it's expectation versus reality, and it's like never meet your heroes, never like your expectations of just if you build something up in your mind, you're more than likely going to be disappointed. That's just how it goes. And I don't know, I feel like that's just how everything is, really. There's no way of getting around it. And I don't know, I feel like hype can be good. It can give us I don't know. It can give us a lot of hype gives us a lot of things to look forward to, but then it also leaves us mostly disappointed. So,
well, can you think of like, honestly, like try to think of one thing you've been really hyped for that like actually went through and was like amazing?
Well, Endgame, I thought.
You think Endgame?
Like, I don't think that Endgame was a perfect movie, but I would say that it lived up to the hype. And yeah, the final season of Breaking Bad. Okay, we'll talk about that. Breaking Bad was amazing. Okay, now I know a lot of people are gonna say that it was overhyped, but everything that is popular mainstream, some edgy internet boy is gonna say it's overhyped, but you have to appreciate things for what they are. And Breaking Bad, like I was talking about Avatar earlier, it's a show that like it was super popular and it didn't end. It ended when it needed to. They didn't add an extra season because it was popular. They didn't drag it on. They didn't drag it on because just because, like, they would make millions of dollars. They ended it because the story needed to end where it did. And honestly, it just, like, it's that's how you end a show. Like, that's how you end, like, Endgame is how you end a 10-year dynasty. The ending of Breaking Bad is how you end a good TV show. So, I don't know.
I prefer Dexter.
Okay, buddy. That's how you don't end a good TV show. And Game of Thrones is how you don't end a good TV show. I don't know. Like, Breaking Bad was one of those shows where every season you watched, it got better. Season 4, with the ending of that, you're like, holy shit, that was fucking amazing. But it can't get better than that.
Wasn't the ending
But then it
shit,
did.
though? Like, where you don't even see him die?
No. Well, I mean, you haven't seen it, so I don't want to, like, spoil it.
I mean, I'm like one of the people that just think it's overrated.
You can't think something's overrated unless you've seen
can.
it.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You'll never raise your voice at me like that again?
No! Pern! You think you can just say something's overrated when you've never even seen it?
Of course!
If you think something's overrated and you haven't seen it, then you're a cook. 100%.
Alright guys, story time.
And your wife gets fucked.
Story time.
No!
Yeah, story time.
No.
No?
Nope.
You don't want to do story time?
Nope. I know what you're gonna say, and I don't want to say it.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Let your imaginations wander, people.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad was not overhyped. I mean, probably if, like, at the end, people are like, oh, it's the best series ever, it probably is up there, but if you watched it from the beginning and just progressively watched it, as the hype grew, then, you know, like, your expectations are met by how good it actually is. And, anyways, I think that, well, at the end, so obviously you see that he's shot. Thank you for the host. I appreciate it. If you see that he's shot, then and he's just like walking through his lab, the thing that made him happy, the thing that made him who he was, and he just falls over and dies. And that's just like, you know, it's a great ending. It's perfect, but it's not even like that last scene that makes the ending. It's like the way they tied everything up perfectly. And The Wire is the best TV show ever. That's up there in contention.
Come on, bro.
There's The Wire. There's Breaking Bad. I think. What else? Sopranos is good. Okay, Sons of Anarchy.
Have you seen Sons of Anarchy?
I've seen a little bit. I haven't seen the whole thing.
I fucking love that show so much.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shows that are good, and obviously, like any of I don't know, any of the shows that are really good like, hype exists, and anyone can just say it's overhyped. But I feel like people saying something's overhyped is, I don't know, makes me cringe. I don't know. I fucking hate it, dude. It's like anything can be overhyped if you don't.
I think you're fucking cringe.
All right, whatever. But people just like, wah, something's overhyped. I'm cool because I go against the majority. I don't know. It makes me pissed.
Oh yeah, dude.
Anyways.
But there are plenty of people like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. But
Yeah.
Anyways, if something's good, it's gonna get hyped. It doesn't mean that it's overhyped, because then, like, it's only as hyped as your expectations allow it to be. So if you allow yourself to have the expectations that it's gonna be God's gift to humanity, and it makes you and it like changes your life, I don't know. That's your fault.
I mean, true. I agree. I just think that people have to try and, like, hold back their expectations, because I think it ends a lot better with, like, stuff that you enjoy. Like, try not to have, like, these crazy expectations, because honestly, it's it can really fuck up your whole mental, especially with Game of Thrones, like TV shows you really like.
Yeah. Honestly, it's our job to keep our hype in line. If we feel like we're always getting disappointed by the hype, then it's probably because you overhype things in your head.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. I think that's enough for Game of Thrones talk. You want to move into some League of Legends?
Oh man. R.I.P.
You ready?
I'm ready.
It's because life is about disappointments. Well said, my friend. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about League of Legends. I play League of Legends every day. Obviously, we're gonna have to talk about this. Okay, I play it 6 to 8 hours a day, sometimes even more than that off stream. This is what my channel's about. Obviously, we're gonna have to throw it into the podcast a little bit, but MSI ended last week. It was the first time the second time North America has ever made it to MSI finals, but it was the first finals of an international tournament, besides Rift Rivals, where it was 2 Western teams. Now, NA got their cheeks clapped. They literally...
That's a nice way to put it.
They got booty blasted. They got run down. They got world record on.
Keep going.
They... Team Liquid, like, their buttholes must have been liquid after that.
They shit the fucking bed.
Yeah, they shit the bed!
Oh.
Sorry, I got upset. Now, I am the kind of person that will always support North America when they go to in League of Legends. Like, I may support like TSM at a time, I may support like Cloud9 at a time, but when it's Worlds time, when it's MSI time, whatever team represents North America, I'm rooting for them.
Yep.
And I've been disappointed a long time. And Team Liquid showed potential. But god damn it, I'm disappointed. I am. Well, I know that you're a longtime fan of Doublelift. I am too. How do you feel?
I feel sad.
Mm-hmm.
Very upset. See, this is the hype, You want, like, I wanted Doublelift to win.
Yeah.
So bad.
I did too, yeah.
Like, it's all I want, dude. It's honestly all I want is for him to, like, get that success. And just for them to go out like that, to just get scraped off the fucking floor and, like, sent back home, you just fucking hate to see it. Like, you honestly just hate to see it. Like, a team that has so much potential, and it's just like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. I mean, it was like there was 2 different teams. Watching IG in the group stages, you're like, Jesus Christ, these people are unstoppable. And then Team Liquid 3-1s them in a dominant fashion. It's like, what the hell just happened? Did they have, like, diuretic pills right before the match and shit the bed? Or, like... I don't know. Like, was it Team Liquid just overperforming? It's hard to know exactly. But you thought that Team Liquid, and then Team Liquid goes versus G2, and it's just like, my lord, like what just happened? Because G2 had a really close series versus SKT. The series versus IG with Team Liquid wasn't close at all. So it's just like. You had expectations that Team Liquid was at least going to put up a fight, if not win the whole thing. And actually, I don't know.
I have some thought on this, honestly,
Okay. All right, let's hear it.
Like, this might sound crazy.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't, but the more that I watch Pro League of Legends, the more I just think that, like, at some point in the game, the skill cap between these players is so, like, insignificant that, like, it's any team's fucking win when they walk on the stage. It's literally just a fucking coin flip.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I think that like what you're saying is like if you put G2 in Team Liquid and like we're able to run time back, eventually Team Liquid would win.
Like,
I think
I would say out of 10 games, like it could be 6-4, 5-5, 4. Like
I think that's possible. It's also how you show up on the day, obviously.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But like they were clearly outmatched. It wasn't like It wasn't like they were playing at an equal level. They weren't playing at an equal level.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
but they could. They could have.
Yeah, the potential's there, but I just feel like it's just there just comes a time where it's whoever shows up that day, and that's just what it is. Like, because you can even look at like other sports, like look at basketball or football. Like, 9 times out of 10, the team that's the better team is gonna win. Yeah. Like upsets do happen, but 9 times out of 10, the better team is gonna win that day. That's why there's like betting odds and like all this shit where, you know, you bet on underdogs, you win more money, or you bet on the favorite and you don't really win anything. And it's like, when it comes to League, I really don't think there's like, I just don't think there's a big gap anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, is the gap closing? Is that gap closing? It's been a question for years.
I honestly think it is. I mean, like watching that.
Can you argue it? It was a Western final. It was a Western final, and in Worlds last year, Korea didn't even make it to semis for the first time. Like, I think that it's hard to say that NA and EU are not contenders. Like, they are. I think EU might be the strongest, if not at least a close second, strongest region in the world right now. North America, I think can be third or fourth, but I think that on a good day, they could get to the finals, perhaps win the whole thing. Maybe, we'll see. And also, like, you also have to ask, are Team Liquid even the best team from North America? Because, you know, if you remember, they reverse swept TSM, but they were 2-0 down, and then they almost lost the last game, but then Sven threw, and, brother Sven. But the thing is that TSM was like rapidly improving, and they looked unbeatable, and they almost were. So is Team Liquid even the best team in North America? I don't know. And plus, Team Liquid has only been together for like a split, and they beat IG, who was together for like almost 2 years and won Worlds last year. Completely same roster. So I don't know. It's kind of it's hard to say. I don't know. Do you think NA has a chance at Worlds next year?
I mean, honestly, probably if you asked me a couple weeks ago, I probably would say no. But just based on how I feel now, like my stance just isn't going to change. Like, I just think whoever shows up, it's their fucking game to win, honestly. And like the whole like meta doesn't favor, like, I think at this point, people have been playing the game long enough. Like, these players are like good enough to where it doesn't matter the meta. Like, maybe like a couple players can be changed out of the meta during like certain fucking picks, but at this point, like, I just don't believe it affects teams like that anymore, like it used to.
And will the meta ever favor LCK again, like in the way that it used to? I don't know. I feel like
I don't think Riot wants it to.
Yeah. It's not the same game that it used to be, and you can tell that regions have adapted to the way the game has changed. And LCK, like, I don't know. I watched SKT versus Griffin, that one series that was like legendary, and it's like I'm watching peak League of Legends. It was incredible. Like you could see the numbers flying on the screen. It was like you were watching like Albert Einstein just like go at it out on the Rift. But then you see them lose and not even make it to MSI finals, and it's like, well, maybe they're just like not as good as they look in LCK. I don't know. Who knows? I feel like Griffin is actually probably more likely to win an international tournament than SKT. I think, but they're just less likely to win versus SKT.
Who is your favorite to win NA?
To win NA?
Yeah.
I think TSM will win this next split.
How do you think they'll? Okay, let's do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So take TSM. Let's say the reverse sweep never happens. You put TSM in there instead of Liquid.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think they perform better than Team Liquid?
No, I think that TSM probably would have struggled more than Team Liquid. I think they could have theoretically beat IG maybe, but I think Team Liquid is better on the international stage because it's like a team full of veterans, and they also have Core JJ who's won Worlds, but I think that TSM theoretically, with more time and practice, could get to a point where they would have performed better than Team Liquid. I don't know. I think that NA should not be counted out. I think they definitely have a chance to win, to at least get semis, if not finals. Winning Worlds will be a hard call. I think EU is the region to look out for come this next Worlds. I think that the only good team out of China will be IG, and I think that they'll probably lose in the semis. I think that Griffin will make it to the finals, and SKT will lose in the semis. And I think G2, it'll probably be Griffin G2 final. Those are my predictions right now. There you go. Boom.
Wow. I like it.
What do you what do you think?
I mean, honestly,
you probably haven't been following all the regions.
Yeah, I haven't been following all the regions, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I followed NA a bit. I saw like how like Korea was doing compared to like other places. I haven't followed EU at all. I haven't followed China at all. Honestly, like I don't really feel comfortable like throwing a pick of who I think like could probably win, but I mean, I definitely just like TSM used to be my favorite team.
Yeah.
So like Reggie just, I mean, doesn't know what he's doing. He's just gone senile.
Yeah, he's gone senile. He's not even 30.
I mean, yeah. But I honestly just want Doublelift to win.
Yeah. Honestly, if Doublelift wins Worlds. Alright, how about this? If Doublelift wins Worlds.
Uh-oh.
We have to do something. We have to write it in blood right here on stream.
Doublelift cosplay.
Okay. What? He's just a normal person.
You know what I mean.
Okay, how about if Doublelift wins Worlds, I will get a Doublelift bowl cut.
No, you won't.
I will.
What about your, you know?
My what?
You know.
My what?
I don't want to say it in front of everyone.
Say
it. Yeah, I think a bowl cut would be okay.
Are you talking about my misshapen head?
Maybe. I mean, you know, maybe you'll actually follow through with this time, since, you know, you didn't follow through with dyeing your hair.
I did try.
I don't want to bleach my hair.
I don't. My hair is like 30% of my stream.
I mean, yeah, and it would probably look way cooler if you had it colored.
Not if it's bleached, bro. Anyways, that's besides the point. If Doublelift wins Worlds, I will get a bowl cut. Now, what will you do?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. You're a part of this, too.
Oh, boy.
Write something in blood. Make a planet.
Ugh.
Just ban Theorycraft. He's not gonna have to wait till Worlds for that one.
Okay, buddy. If Double Lift wins Worlds, I will, hold on one sec.
Come on.
I'm thinking, hold on.
People are waiting.
Checking something. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
I will give away $100 on
Okay.
stream.
Alright, we'll take that.
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to do.
We'll take that. I'll do the bowl cut. I'll make myself suffer. He'll get the he'll do the $100. All right, written in blood, boys. Clip it, ship it, send it out. All right. I think that's enough League of Legends talk for one day.
Thank God, I hate League. Can we do World of Warcraft now?
No, that's lost.
Fuck.
Okay. We've got a couple of not important topics, but relevant topics to talk about next. Let's change over. So current events. This is our little segment where we talk about things that are currently going on in the world as of right now, and currently one of the major topics in the scene is the FaZe versus Tfue legal beef. So do you want to give us a rundown on what that's all about?
So basically, if you guys don't know who Tfue is,
Mm-hmm.
he's a very famous Fortnite streamer. He was actually pro in like a couple games before he got big. He got big by signing to FaZe. FaZe, the guy in the background with the Boston hat, it's FaZe Banks. He created it. It's a Call of Duty team. They signed Tfue when he was literally just a nobody.
Yeah.
He's just a really good Fortnite player. Wasn't like the best builder, but his like fucking shooting skills were insane.
Yeah.
So they signed him to this contract. Now, Tfue's come out saying he said a lot of things, honestly, and some of them seem to not be true.
Okay, but he basically sued FaZe, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he's like suing them right now or he's like threatening to sue them.
Mm-hmm. But he's trying to get out of the contract.
He's trying to get out of the contract. That's basically what he wants. He wants to get out of the contract so that he can create his own esports team.
Yeah, so he's trying to get out of the contract with FaZe, and to get out of the contract, he's saying that FaZe pressured him to drink while he was underage, do reckless things. What else? Basically, just like that, he's basically painting FaZe out to do things that that he wouldn't normally do. Is what he was saying.
Yeah. They also apparently were like throwing parties and like getting him drunk and stuff before he actually he's not of the age to drink.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, a lot of that stuff I honestly don't believe, just because I don't know if you guys know much about Tfue, but he has a brother that's a pretty big YouTuber called Juke Squad. He's like a prankster / does crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Tfue's been in his videos all the time, being filmed drinking, jumping off of crazy shit. It's definitely not this wasn't something new when he joined FaZe and they moved him out to LA and he's just oh, they're pressuring me to drink now and making me do flips off the house.
Yeah. It's stuff that he would do anyways, basically.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is honestly there's two sides to this. So Tfue or FaZe Banks basically believes that Tfue kind of betrayed him. FaZe Banks put his neck out on the line for him, got him, basically gave him popularity, didn't really take much money from him, and basically has just been like very helpful and open with him, and feels betrayed by Tfue wanting to get out of the contract and making lies to get out. But it does ask the question that are companies or esports organizations or sponsorship or companies that offer sponsorships, do they take advantage of creators before they're big, and do they manipulate creators who desire to get big, and they take that desire and they manipulate them with very poor contracts?
I mean, I think 100% like that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think there's any question. Like, if you know anything about like the music industry, there's like there are contracts that like people will get signed to when it's their first deal, to where like they just get royally screwed over by like the music companies. And I think they're called like 360 contracts, and it's just like they literally just, you barely get anything from it. They take like huge chunks of percentages from your sales, from your like,
and it's all with the promise that you're gonna get big. And it's like I don't think people like even realize how like scummy some of these contracts are, because especially I was watching a PewDiePie video on this, and he was saying that a lot of young creators, or up and coming creators, they feel pressured to join these companies because they believe that joining these companies is what is going to get them big, and they believe that that through joining these companies and signing these contracts, that's like a necessary evil. And so they'll take the contracts and they'll show them to their parents and have them look it over, but they won't get a lawyer. They may not be able to afford a lawyer, and they just sign it, and then they end up signing their career away, basically. And it's something that it happens all the time. Like there could be something like, you have to weigh this much. You have to you can't go to these places. You can't be on screen drinking. You can't do this. You can't do that. And it's all these things that young creators or new creators are willing to say yes to because they want to grow their channels. They want to get bigger. And that whole thing is, I don't know, it's really scary. And as somebody who may have to deal with this in the future, I'm in application to be a Twitch partner. So when I become a Twitch partner, I can get advertisements that support my channel, and perhaps can look to sign deals with certain organizations and whatnot. And I'm not a lawyer. My dad's not a lawyer. I don't even know if I can afford one, and it's something that I'm gonna have to deal with. And it's scary because if I make the wrong choice, it could bite me in the ass. Like Tfue, probably like one of the biggest, if not like one of the biggest, if not the biggest Twitch streamer on the platform, is feeling trapped by a contract he's in. So even someone with his power was manipulated when he was a smaller streamer into a contract that he doesn't feel benefits him, and that's crazy. I don't know. What do you think?
I just think that it's one of those things where it's so new, like especially with esports. Like it's not new with like the music industry or shit like that.
Yeah.
That's where like these people are taking.
Sorry.
That's where they're taking this idea from. Like this isn't a new idea. It's not like this just started happening. They're taking this idea from other businesses that they trap these people in these certain contracts, and they just use them to make money off of them. And I mean, like they might get famous or they might see gain from it, but it's nothing like they could have. They're worth a lot more than like they're being sold for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's this has been like happening like in Hollywood at least for forever, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like these music studios and Hollywood studios, especially to women, a lot of the time, will put a they'll like manipulate them and their like image in ways that you would swear to God are illegal, but they're not because you sign these things, and especially with Twitch being a kind of with Ninja and how much money he's made and being like having Drake on and going on the news and getting sponsored by Red Bull, people are starting to realize that Twitch is actually a viable career path that you can take, and it is something that has like value and is respectable as a career if you can make it work. And companies also realize this, so they realize, this is their Hollywood. This is their chance to manipulate young creators, because really, most of the time, creators are just one person. Like, it's just one person doing their thing, and they don't have an infrastructure behind them. They don't have people behind them. It's just them. And,
Yeah.
And so to a company with millions of dollars and sneaky lawyers and with their fancy words and their big suits and their big paychecks, can think that they can come and just manipulate people like streamers or YouTubers, and they can, and they do all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just think about like you can look at the change that's already being made with the music industry with like all these young kids where they don't sign contracts and they make fucking millions and millions of dollars because the internet is just like all of these places are doing are just like trying to sell you like marketing, like, oh, we're gonna make you big, we're gonna get you on the radio,
Yeah.
like all that shit. But that's not how things are like anymore. Like the internet is so huge that you're your best advertiser. Like if you can like put in the time and like build yourself up to where you can advertise yourself and you get a following, like you don't need to fucking go and sign your soul over to these companies that like are just gonna be getting paid to give you like little effort to help you actually grow.
Yeah, it's pretty, I don't know, it's really it's really sad, but like it's scary too, just because I don't really know. Like, perhaps it's something that could be done on Twitch's end. Like, maybe they have a branch of their business where when somebody becomes a Twitch partner, they can give you like an advisory branch or something to help you like to help you look for sponsorships or advertisement deals or whatever. But really, there's the only thing that you can do is what PewDiePie said in his video, is that he felt pressured when he was a new creator to sign like Machinima and all these other organizations, because that's the only way he was and people at the time were able to grow. And he was like, if you are an up and coming creator, get a lawyer. Like, you need a lawyer. There's no way like you'll be able to do it without one. And that sucks, because people, a lot of the time, especially in this business, when you're just getting started, you're not making any money, and unless you have like parents that are willing to help you, it's gonna be really hard to pay for a lawyer and get things checked out. So really, it's just like you're the perfect like type of person for these companies to manipulate, and I don't really know like a good solution about it, especially like for people who aren't even really aware that this goes on, because a lot of people will sometimes just like leak contracts, and you'll read it and be like, there's no way this is true, there's no way that this is legal, but it is legal. For a lot of them. And so that people are like blissfully ignorant that that companies will do bad things to you in contracts and bind you into doing things that are wrong or weird. Like, you can't be seen with this person, or you have to eat this kind of food, you have to like post on Instagram like 9 times a day at these times or whatever, like just crazy weird shit that you would never think a company would ask of you, but they do. In addition to like, oh yeah, we'll give you $10,000 a year. Sick, that's way more than I'm making right now. If I have to not go out with like Shaquan or something once every like I'm not allowed to be seen with her, then fuck it, dude. Who cares?
What? Who?
My girl, Shaquan.
Shaquan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you know,
I mean,
it's,
have you like heard any of the stuff about like the K-pop stars where
oh yeah,
like they're signed to the like
that's where it's
fucking
worse.
K-pop stars killing themselves.
Yeah, like there's
Because they feel so
there's videos of like there's like the video of that one K-pop star like passing out on stage because of
like
being overworked.
worked to death. Yeah, it's insane.
And they make like no money either, and
they all like live together in like small like it's insane.
Yeah, it's terrible. It honestly, I don't know. There's not really like a good way of it's not really a good way of knowing how to solve that, but it's a big problem. And as creators, well, as a creator, no, I haven't really personally dealt with this yet, but I do feel that when it happens, I'm going to need to be like very cautious and very careful. And it's hard too, because you know I wait for the moment where somebody offers me something amazing, and I'm going to really want to accept it, and to walk away from that, if it's a bad deal, is something that will take a lot of like, it'll be difficult to do, because it's like a dream come true when you first see it. And go ahead.
The difference though, like between you, is like you actually know like what's going on, and like the tricks of like how they will fucking like try to come at you, but there are like so many people that just have no clue.
Yeah.
Like they just get fucking tricked into these disgusting fucking ways, and it's just really sad. Like you hate to fucking see it.
Yeah,
honestly.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you wanna move on to the Old Town Road drama?
I really do.
All right. You lead the charge in this one, Captain.
I'm pretty fired up about this. I've been honestly debating on whether or not I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
If you guys have been paying attention, like Old Town Road's been like our song for the past 2 weeks, just kind of like as a meme of like me thinking about debating or like talking about this. If you've been paying attention at all to it, I don't know. Old Town Road came out. It's this like country / rap song by this like kid that's pretty much been unknown.
Yeah.
Besides like a couple
like
songs.
A YouTuber.
Yeah, he's like a YouTuber. He comes out with like a couple songs every like year, and they're like, you know, they get like 100K views or like something like that. Nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
And this song just blows up on TikTok and like on YouTube, and it ends up like going on the country charts.
Yeah.
Because
and
I mean, if you listen,
charts.
What?
And the hip hop charts, right?
Yeah, and the hip hop charts, all the charts. Like I'm pretty sure it's #1 right now, still on top 100 on Billboard.
Okay.
So it hits #1 on the country charts on Billboard, and Billboard immediately decides to take that down and say that this isn't a country song. It doesn't belong on the country charts. So they just completely remove it.
Yeah.
Which to me is like pretty insane. Because I mean, if you do listen to the song, like obviously, you know, it's an African American kid. You know, the lyrics aren't like amazing. You know, he's talking about like the typical stuff, but he's doing it in a way where like it is a country song, no matter how you want to like spin it.
It does sound country.
Yeah, and he does that on purpose. And to say like, oh, you can't, like this song that you made even though you made it a country song, like we're choosing not to put it here just because of like, oh, it's our decision. Like
Yeah.
we get to choose. And it's just insane to me because there's literally no other reason for them to do this besides like he's like a young black kid. Like honestly, like I just feel like race definitely has to play a role in it.
Yeah.
Because there's no way a white kid that made a rap song and like it was country. Like if this was a white kid doing this, it would 100% be on the country charts.
Mm.
And the fact that they took it off and said that it wasn't country, it blew my mind. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And I mean,
and also maybe like, and also because it is a black kid, plus it has hip hop in it as well.
Yeah.
So to them, you know, they associate it like a whole nother genre. And
I mean, you might be too young for this, but like Nelly and Tim McGraw, like hello? Does anyone remember that? Like that song was fucking huge. Like that song was absolutely huge, and it's literally Nelly and Tim McGraw. And like Nelly's rapping on it and Tim McGraw's singing. And like it's not until just now that Billy Ray Cyrus jumped on the song that they're like, I don't know if it is on the country charts. I'd have to go look. I heard someone say that it was, that they put it back up.
They put it back up.
That's what I heard. I'm not 100% sure, but
so,
I mean,
what do you think the impact of Old Town Road is going to be on the music genre going forward? Do you think it'll have an impact?
I mean, honestly, not. I don't think it'll have a very big impact, especially on country music.
Mm-hmm.
Just because there's been like country rap before.
Yeah.
But it's mostly, like I said, it's like white guys, like doing country rap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like what's the guy from Hootie and the Blowfish? You know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
There's if you guys don't know who Hootie and the Blowfish is, it's like this alternative rock band, and he's the lead singer's black, and he like left the band to go and like pursue country music.
Yeah.
I think his name's Darius Rucker. But he's not rapping, he's like singing. And like he was like picked up and like kind of accepted into the country genre. But it's just weird for me to see like a kid like this just like completely be like ignored.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like, I don't know, I wish that maybe like we're in 2019, if things haven't changed now, like how much longer would it be for like something like this to actually be accepted?
Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, usually when like a first of something comes along, it takes a while for people to accept it. Like when something, I
does
don't
it
know.
though?
I mean, doesn't it? Like,
I mean, look at hip hop, right? How many times have there been like someone that isn't African American or black come into hip hop and it's just accepted right away?
I don't know. Like think about just like rap in general. When rap first, like rap nowadays is like, yeah, that's what kids listen to all the time. It's pretty accepted that's probably like one of the most popular genres. I mean, look at like Drake and all the other rappers that are huge. But when rap was first coming on the scene, there was like huge backlash, like NWA and just like people thinking that rap incited violence and it was like the devil's music and stuff. When it first came onto the scene, people there was huge backlash about it.
Yeah, but
and
the thing
obviously
is,
that this is different, but it does take people a while to accept things, especially on a grand scale.
well, think of this, right? Think of rock and roll. When rock and roll first came out, like way back, okay, it was the same thing. People thought it was the devil's music. People hated Elvis Presley because of like how he's like the music he made. They thought it was like fucking raunchy and that it should be banned and all this.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's more of like kind of every genre, like every new genre that comes, the older generation kind of like demonizes it.
Yeah.
I think that like that's something that's always been around, and I don't exactly attribute it to race or like anything like that, because when you look at hip hop as a whole, even going back to like you said NWA,
Yeah.
NWA, one of the biggest groups in hip hop, right? Think about another group that was probably just as big, I would say, Beastie Boys. Like one of the biggest groups in hip hop, three white guys.
Yeah.
And they might have saw like a little backlash just because there were three white guys. They were like punk rockish, but like they were accepted pretty fucking like heavily in hip hop.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, clearly since it made it to the top of, like, every chart that it was on, that people liked it and were, like, accepting of it. It's probably just, like, the old guard that had a problem with it. I don't know.
I mean, it's not. We're not talking like the song itself. Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter if it's a cash grab or not. It's the fact of how like poorly it was like accepted in like the country fucking like genre. Like, you could say the same thing about Post Malone. Like, when Post Malone came out, like, it's the same thing. Oh, it's just a cash grab. Like, he just made one hit and then now he's made like so many hits, but he was like fully accepted into the genre.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess like it depends on like I didn't really know much about like the drama surrounding it. I just knew that like it got taken off the country boards, and it was like just a whole thing, and then but I didn't really like I never really looked into whether or not it like had an impact on like race or music genres like that. I don't know. Do you have like anything more you want to add to it?
I mean, not really. Just like, I just hope that like someday, like whether it's a joking song or like whatever the song is, like if it's made in like that style of genre, there's like literally no reason to just fucking completely like get rid of it, like out of the like charts. Just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was our talk on current events, and this is a little special thing that I want to talk about with Poon.
Oh, boy.
This is something as gamers, as individuals who love video games and have invested a lot of time into video games. The idea of walking away from games that we once loved, cutting them off, putting them away, never playing them again. Now, I have a little bit of a story about a young 14-year-old boy who got a PC, named his character Electro, and played World of Warcraft for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I loved this game. All right, we at the time you could raid with 10 people, and these 10 people, I loved it. I would go to school and I would wait to get out of school, and I was like, I cannot wait to go home and raid with my friends. I love it. This game is everything in my life right now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Poon was there. My friend Brandon was there. There's Genova. There's so many people there that I can remember the moments that we shared together for hours and hours a day. And the memories that I have in that game are some of the best memories of gaming I ever had. And I especially when I was younger in high school, I it like meant a lot to have a community of people that I could leave school and go and just be something else, be something completely different, and be with a bunch of people all working together towards one goal. Just like that's what World of Warcraft was. And because of that, when the game started to become something that I didn't enjoy, I held on to that. I held on to the feelings that I got when I used to play with those 10 people. It became something where you needed 20 people to raid, and instead of 10. So now it was less personable. There was a lot more people that you didn't like. And there were a lot of things about the game that just went downhill that I didn't love anymore. And I held on to it for a long time until I realized that I really just didn't like the game anymore. And walking away from World of Warcraft, it sounds crazy, it sounds ridiculous, but honestly, it was really hard for me. It was really hard because I wasn't just like walking away from like the game. I was walking away from all the friendships and families that I like built up over the time of playing the game. And I think that's something that a lot of people like that are into gaming can understand. Like, for example, one day I'm gonna have to stop playing League of Legends. I've been playing League of Legends for 6 years, just like nonstop with my friends. Really, just like it's the game that's I've spent more time playing League than any other game I've ever played. And I am streaming it now. I have reason to play it. I have motivation to play it. It is my game right now that I enjoy. But one day, whether it be to go into another career, whether the servers shut down, one day I'm going to have to say goodbye to League of Legends. And that's going to be really sad and hard, actually, I think. And I don't know. It's like a huge part of my life has been defined by League and gaming, and it's something that I'm going to have to say goodbye to one day. And you still play World of Warcraft, Pim. Do you want to talk about me leaving WoW, and your experience with that from your perspective, and perhaps you one day leaving WoW?
You know, I will talk about that. I just want to say that you guys just heard him talk about his love for WoW and how you were emotionally attached to that game.
Yeah, I was.
But this is the same guy that sits here and lies to your face and says that he didn't cry when his fucking weapons dropped off of that boss.
Okay, dude. I did not cry.
Yes, you did.
I did
Just
not cry.
admit it. You
Nope,
cried.
I didn't cry. Okay, forget the crying, okay? Talk about me leaving and the impact that had on you, because I know that it had an impact a bit.
Okay.
And your current feelings with the game and how much longer you think you're going to be able to stick it through. And why it's so difficult for you to quit. It's a lot of things, but...
Alright, so basically... like, starting out with that game, just to give a little more of my backstory with it, I didn't play MMOs growing up. I wasn't like a very, like, I was a gamer. Like, I played like a lot of console games. Like, I would play, it was mostly like sports games.
Mm-hmm.
I played, like, Halo was probably one of my first, it was my first, like, other than like sports games that I actually played.
Yeah, me too, actually.
And like, when I started going into more of that genre, like, I definitely started enjoying like the story-based games and shit like that. And when I finally ended up deciding to play WoW, I fucking, like, I hated it.
Yeah.
but not because of how bad the game was. I hated it because I literally had no one to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Like I bought the game thinking like, holy shit, like here's like something I can play, like this will be cool. I can come home from school like and just play this. And when I started playing, I leveled my character. I was a boom kid, and I leveled that to 60. And when I got to 60, I was like, wow, I have leveled this character. I've grinded it to 60.
Yeah.
And I just haven't found anyone. There's literally no one. I've literally played the game solo.
Yeah.
I've not like made any friends like on the game or any of that, and I just ended up quitting the game. And it always left a bad taste in my mouth. And like when I decided to go back, oh sorry.
Whoa, fair
Ooh,
you okay there, buddy?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
You getting emotional?
No, I'm not getting emotional.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cry.
All right.
When I decided to go back to the game, honestly, I didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I talked so much shit about WoW. And you know, I enjoyed it when I first came back. And it was one of those things where you play a game and you enjoy the time you're having.
Yeah.
But then when you find other people to like enjoy the time with,
yep.
like it's pretty fucking crazy. Like it's really fun. To like think you can sit here and you can play with someone who lives literally on the other side of the world,
yeah.
or like on the other side of the country, and you come and you come and you play with them every night, every other night. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And when we started raiding, that's like what really did it, because you sit here and you like have these nights, like these designated nights where you show up to raid. You're so fucking pumped. It's like this group of people that you have that like you're fucking in it together. You're gonna kill this fucking boss. You're so hyped. And then when that boss fucking dies, you just fucking scream.
It's the most cathartic feeling you could ever ask for. Like people don't understand why you would sit there for hours and hours grinding the same boss over and over. But when you kill that boss that you've put your heart and soul into, God, it feels good.
I don't think there's a drug that's better.
Nothing feels better than it. Especially when you do it with your friends, people you care about, people you love. When you struggle together and overcome something that was difficult, even if it's fake, even if it's virtual, it means a lot.
Yeah, it means a shit ton. And like you have these people and like you're fucking friends, like you're friends. Like it's not like it's just some random person that you like show up to play with. Like these are people that you actually care about, and it's like you spend so much time like interacting with them. Oh my god, my throat. That it's really hard to let go. Yeah. And I mean Dylan, or Electro Dylan, I call him Dylan. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he came to that decision where he didn't want to play anymore. No. And he wanted to like move to League and try to get good at League so that he could get a scholarship when he hit Diamond.
Or start streaming.
And start streaming. And it was hard, like, because you play with someone and it's kind of weird because when you're raiding, like, especially now since it's 20 man, like back then 10 man, like it was way more intimate. Like it's like 9 other people. Like it's definitely not as many people, and it kind of makes it more intimate. Whereas like now with 20 men, like there could be people in the raid that you just can't stand, but you just show up for the other people that you do enjoy. And when he left, it definitely like left the hole there.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anyone that could fill it. But you just kind of have to move on, and you have to. Sometimes you gotta let them go.
Yeah. And And it's like, I don't know, you leave behind the game that made you feel good, and you know that you're not going to feel that way anymore because you're leaving, and you leave your friends behind. You can still talk to them, but you don't have nights where you are guaranteed to hang out with them and see them, and it's tough. And League of Legends is a little different because you don't like have a designated group of people that you play with, but still, like, the impact that a game can have on somebody, it can be emotional. Like, a lot of the time, especially with competitive games, you put your heart on the line. You care about it, you're passionate about it, you love playing. Even if you don't love it, you're at least like, you want to win, and winning gives you a great feeling. And when all that time and effort, you just walk away from it, it's difficult. And I don't think like a lot of people understand it unless you've played a game for a long time. And also, a lot of people don't really think about it. Like, you think all the time, like, I'm gonna quit League. League is making me depressed. It's killing my social life. It's making me angry. Blah blah blah. But then when you finally quit League, it's like, geez, a whole chapter of my life is just like over. Like, something that made you passionate or angry or happy or whatever it did. It's over. And so, do you feel like anytime soon you'll be able to walk away from WoW? And do you even want to? Do you want to but you can't, or do you not want to?
I mean, the thing that's always been like different with me is like, because I am like guild lead of Theorycraft on Tychondrius recruiting right now, 8 out of 9 looking for range players,
okay,
maybe healers, any good DPS, hit me up. We have an app on WoW Progress, Theorycraft, Tychondrius.
Okay.
Nope. I mean, yeah, it's like harder for me because, you know, you get like these new people in, like you've left a long time ago. There are faces here that are new faces like 10 times over.
Yeah.
Like, people that you, like, that were here when you left, that didn't even know who you are gone. And like, there's like a whole new batch and then a whole new batch again, and it's just, it's
you don't
one of those
have the
things.
Emotional connection to these people.
I mean, no, it's not that. Like, you gain an emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it might not be as strong as, like, you know, some, but you definitely get that emotional connection.
Yeah.
Especially as guild lead, where you're like, you try to do your best to get cutting edge. If you are like a raiding guild, obviously, which we are. And like, I don't even care about like, I don't care about getting cutting edge as much anymore, personally, myself.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I honestly still do it is because the people that do show up, like the 19 other people that show up,
mm-hmm.
or like at least the people who show up that really fucking care and like put in the time to like actually care, like, I want them to get the kill. Like, I want to get that kill for them, because it's my way to like repay them for fucking being so dedicated to the guild. And like, that's the hardest part of me. That's the hardest part for me right now, is like letting go, like learning to let go of that. And
because
like,
you're not very happy playing it anymore, are you?
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm not happy. I would just say that I'm at a point now where I'm content with the game, but sometimes it's just, you know, it's a struggle to, you know, it's a struggle to play the game so much when you've been playing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
There's always like, you know, issues. You know, it's hard. But then again, it's also hard to just like let the game go.
Yeah. Well, you know, obviously that's something, you're in a different position because you're the guild leader.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's okay. I don't know. When I quit, I wasn't even very sure that it was what I wanted. but I felt like it was. And then after a while, I was like, I'm glad that it's over. And like talking about it now, I remember the game very fondly. There were a lot of amazing memories. We could literally sit here for hours and talk about all the funny shit that happened while we played. But it's not like what it used to be, and it never will be what it used to be. And if I don't love it, if it's not everything that I used to like, if I'm playing it for what it used to be and not for what it is, then I'm doing myself a disservice, because I'm not gonna ever be as happy as I want to be playing the game. So if that's the case, then sometimes you just have to walk away from it. And I decided to do that, and it was great. I started my streaming career after that, which, it's going pretty well. I'm loving that. I played League, which doesn't always make me happy, but streaming and playing League makes me happy. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I was still playing WoW. There's no way. And so I'm glad that that chapter of my life is closed, and there's really no shame in walking away. Like, people may be disappointed and miss you for a while, but eventually, really, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is, how you feel. And if you don't love the game, then at some point, if it's not making you happy, you gotta walk away.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say it's time to hang up the cloak, put the bear back in its den, and come out a new man.
You know what?
Yeah.
I want to make an announcement right now on stream. In front of everyone.
Alright.
I want to announce my retirement. Starting tonight.
You're retiring from World of Warcraft?
I'm retiring from this fucking podcast. No, I'm not retiring from World of Warcraft. You know what I am retired from? Fucking League.
You should quit WoW. It doesn't make you happy.
Oh, okay.
You
should quit.
I should quit what?
Here we go.
I should quit what?
What is this? Is this my intervention to quit
Yes, it
WoW?
is. We're here for you.
Okay,
This
buddy,
podcast was just a long con to save you from yourself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that you driving the car down the road right there about to fucking hit me?
You know me so well.
Eh. Listen, I think one day there will come a time that I will fucking quit WoW.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure.
Okay.
When it pushes you to have a mental breakdown, I'm sure, Look, all I'm saying is that when this podcast blows up and it already is the number one 3-time between 7 hours of 7:30 and 9:30 every Friday night, but when it blows up even more and we're getting like big sponsorship deals, like, you think you want to play World of Warcraft? What?
Okay.
We're gonna Only the Bear podcast going all the way, but yeah.
Well, here's what I want to ask you.
Okay.
Do you think down the line you could ever reopen that book?
No,
Why not?
because I don't want to.
I hate you.
You know that's never gonna happen. Not only do I have school on top of streaming, but streaming is not. I'm never gonna want to play WoW and manage my time like that. It's a closed book. It's gone. It's dead. The dream is dead. It's a memory. It's a place in the past. See this guy walking down this road?
You're dead. I hate you.
Look, Poon. This was supposed to be a nostalgic memory road. Alright? Not a return to that cancer-ass game that nobody likes anymore.
Okay, buddy.
Game sucks and everyone hates it. If you like that game, you're an inbred and everyone knows it.
What?
That's what I said it.
What me and my sister do on our own time is none of your business, sir.
What me and my sister do in my own time? I am Genova.
That's not even... He's French. That's not even a French accent. That's racist.
What?
I'm reporting the stream.
What?
What?
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to add before we go to Dr. P&D?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
This is what I want to add.
Yeah.
You guys, you need to know your worth, okay? When you're playing games, know what you enjoy, have fun with it, and
Yeah.
you know, like, if it's something that you still enjoy to play, no matter what it is, no matter what people say about it, even if they say it's a shit game,
Yeah.
fuck it, dude. Play it to your heart's fucking content. And that's why, if you are playing WoW and you would like to join our guild,
Oh,
please
boy.
click the link in the stream and you can apply right there.
Nobody's gonna join your B tier guild.
You'll take that back right now?
Okay, I'm sorry. Now, if you really want to follow a real Theorycraft, you should subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Theorycraft, where we have the best League of Legends podcast and Dungeons & Dragons content on the platform. I guarantee that you will never find better content on YouTube. You can look and you'll probably find it, but just don't look and come to Theorycraft, and that's the best content. Alright, cool. Alright, so,
God damn it.
so that's that.
Yeah,
alright.
that's that.
Now,
I love you.
love you too. It's been an honor serving with you, Captain Pooner. Okay. Now, on to my personal favorite part of the podcast. Now, I don't know how many people we've got that might want to ask a question, but if you do have a question that you would like to ask Poon or myself, we are currently in Discord right now. If you have a question that you either want to type and ask us, or want to come in and ask a question, tell a story, tell a joke, anything, we will, now is the time to do that. So that if you guys are still here, or if any of you are still listening, you can join the Open to All channel in the Theorycraft Discord, which is right there, or you can message in the chat. What's up, Josh?
I have a question.
Okay, let's hear it.
When's this gonna be over?
I mean, if this was your stream, it'd be over in probably like 30 minutes since you don't stream. You hate to see that.
You know, that hurts me a little bit, that was his question, but, you know, to each their own. Alright, Jax, you're falling off my lap. Alright, one sec. Alright, come on.
I like it.
Alright, come on.
You be gentle with him.
Yeah, alright, so, do we got any questionos in the chat before we call it a day? Before you want to ask Poon penis size, me, how many Tourette spasms I had in this one podcast, because
497.
probably way more. When are the next in-houses? Ooh, now that is a good question, actually, because it is summertime for me, and almost for Catfish, which means that the TC Army community is going to be blowing up. We are officially going to set up community events, in-houses, movie nights, rap battles, roast sessions, just everything that you could ever want. It's gonna happen.
Battles.
Yeah, rap battles.
Rap battle me right now.
Freestyle?
Yeah, dog.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Alright, I'm sorry.
They mad cause I'm brown.
Not the other colors, so please think. They have the authority to... Alright, never mind. I won't sing anymore.
Kill a minor.
Okay. Now, I could rap alphabet aerobics off the top of my head.
Please don't.
Artificial amateurs aren't at all amazing. Analytically, I assault, animate things, broken barriers, bounded by the bomb beat. Buildings are broken, basically I'm bombarding. Casually create catastrophes, casualties, canceling cats, got the canopies collapsing, detonated dime, dank daily doing dough. Demonstrations, dot on the down low, eating other editors with each and every energetic, uplifting episode, elevated etiquette. Alright, yeah, get fucked, idiot. You're actually impressed with me right now, and you know it.
Honestly, I just want you to fucking fall off a cliff.
What? God damn!
Yeah.
Why?
I want you to drive that fucking Ferrari you have straight off the fucking cliff, buddy.
Okay, buddy. Alright. Well, that hurts my feelings. But anyways, I want to say thank you guys all for watching. We had an amazing podcast. You made us officially a 3-time #1 podcast between the hours of 7:30 and 9:30 every Friday night. And we will continue this, and we will be the 4-time next Friday. We will have a lot more to talk about. Poon will watch Lord of the Rings, and we'll talk about that. We'll have more hot takes. Everything will be great. You guys are all amazing. I appreciate you guys. I want you to show your love to my French love, one of my old pals. Give him all your love. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor podcasting with you, Poon. It's been another great podcast. I loved every minute.
Another one, dude. Thank you guys for fucking coming. I really do appreciate it. I know Dylan does too.
Yeah. Thank you, Fire Punch, for saying that you enjoy the podcast. I love having you here. Hentai, thanks for being here. Josh, I love you. Even though you were saying you said mean things about our podcast, I still love you anyways. You're my longtime best friend, Poon too, and Elliot Kuhn, and others. But yes, please give your love to the person I'm about to host. He's a longtime friend, someone I care deeply about. Be nice to him. He does smoke, but it's okay. We can forgive him for that. He's got a funny voice, so you can make fun of that. Anyways, love you guys. I will be on tomorrow for my regular league stream at 10:30 a.m. PST, and I will be streaming till 6 p.m. PST, so about a 7.5 hour stream tomorrow, and then we'll run it back on Sunday, then Monday, then Tuesday, and we ain't stopping anytime soon. So love you guys. See you tomorrow. If not, for the next podcast, see you next Friday. Adios.
Stay crispy, losers.